Hey everybody, it's your boy the Tice Man, Steve. Old Steve right there. You know, he's in the back. He got a working punch from the last video. Here is what we're going to talk about is what happened last night on Smackdown with Randy Orton and the Bloodline and his team mate, L.A. Knight. Yeah. Now, last time we spoke of this, we said LA Knight and Solo Sakai were back in catering. Num 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 num. Or they fought back to catering. I love this little story that I have made. Once again, this is a made up story that I am making up. Okay, all right, because now forgive me because I have just watched it last night. But and my memory is a bit fuzzy. Once again, took a little too many shots to the head in my you know, early on in my life. In fact, them were self-inflicting wounds because let's just say I was a little too tall for my job, and there was something that hanged above my head, and when I would I had to bend over in that job, and when I stood back up from bending over, I cracked my head on. There was like a beam that was hanging down. So yeah, that was. Trust me, if I had a camera, it probably would have been hilarious. It would be like back in the day when Tim Allen always clacked his head on the pipe as he went down the stairs to his basement. That's how hilarious it is. Most of the time I was laughing at myself, but I hadn't realized, because I was young, I hadn't realized, oh crap, what am I doing to my body by accidentally hitting my head on a steel beam from time to time. Whoops. So there you go. There's the background of why my memory's not the best sometimes, okay? Yeah. It's close to that, but I'm giving you the picture of why my head's kind of, my memory's not as good as it should be. But let's get back to topic, because we ran off topic. Maybe it's the working punch I threw at Steve. But then again, I potatoed him. The whole night is, you know, Randy Orton goes into Nick's office. I'm just going to call him Nick, because I'm not going to try to butcher the man's last name, okay? Everyone probably can say it perfectly, but me, my inflection, I butcher last names all the time, okay? But he went into his office, and he gave him a check. And Randy says, yeah, you gave me the bloodline, thank you. I'm going to have a match. And I think Nick said something, some type of remark. And Randy Orton gave him that Randy Orton stare, you know. The Viper ready to strike at any point. And then Nick looks at the check and says, Randy, this check is for 100,000 and I fined you 50,000. And he's like, oh, that's for the next time. I love Orton. Orton is the best at what he does. Because the conversation was, you want me to work with LA Knight? It wasn't like Orton wasn't being a heel in this discussion. It's like, you want me to work with LA Knight? I've never worked with the guy. I just met him last week, and now you putting me in a match with him. And then Nick was like, well, I gave you what you wanted. This is the bloodline, and LA Knight has a beef with them too. Of course he does. I mean, Solo ate the last piece of cake in catering. Of course he's got a beef with him. You know? I mean, they went back to the back. They brawled all the way to catering. You know, they had a good little meal. And then there's the last piece of cake. And Solo's like, I'm taking the last piece of cake. And LA's like, I want the last piece of cake. And Solo just got up, went over, got the last piece of cake, and said, nom 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 nom. Once again, I am blowing this story up. This is going to be the greatest made up story of all time. So LA Knight is mad at Solo for eating the last piece of cake in catering. Um, so there is my reason why LA Knight has a dog in the hunt. Although we know why he really does have a dog in the hunt, because he wants to face LA Knight, or LA Knight wants to face Roman for the title, and the Bloodline screwed him over. I mean, the Bloodline screws anyone over who wants the shot at that Universal WWE Championship. We're gonna have to fix that at some point. At some point, this story has got to go to the point where something's got to give. I mean, at some point, a alliance of baby faces come up and snuff out the interference between the bloodline, and make it a fair fight between the babyface and Roman Reigns, depending on who it is, whether it be Cody, whether it be CM Punk, whether it be Randy Orton, or LA Knight. Or, you throw Kevin Owens in there. But these guys got to come together at some point. Like, in storyline, these guys got to come together and stop the bloodline from interfering. It's kind of like how the faces of the women's roster is getting, trying to take damage control out of the situation, when damage control is trying to interfere in the other female wrestlers' matches. So at some point, the men are got to get together and be like, boys, I mean, LA Knight, hey, Solo keeps eating the last piece of cake in catering. Come on, guys, let's get together and let's stop these guys. But throughout the night, there's a shot, and this is concerning CM Punk. I like the smile on Randy's face. Randy had the biggest smile. If you go back and watch, Randy Orton has the biggest smile on his face while talking to LA Knight, trying to get some camaraderie about their next match. And CM Punk walks up and says, "Hey guys, how's it going? Good luck in your match," kind of that thing. And Orton, the whole time, has this smile on his face. LA's like, okay. Like, the look on LA Knight's face is like, maybe I should go back to catering. Oh, the catering story continues. But they had a great match. It was at the end of the match, I like how LA Knight is about to hit his move on. And you can see they're protecting Solo Sakai on this, because Jimmy is the one who's taking the fall. He's taking the hit. He's taking the RKO. He's getting pinned for the loss. They are protecting Solo. So when Solo is ready to go into single career, he still has that flavor. So I like how they're still protecting him and getting him ready for when he's ready for his solo run. Which it sounds weird, doesn't it? Because, name. Or he just wanted to go to catering. Anyway. But as LA Knight's about to hit the Blood Force trauma on Jimmy, Randy's like, grabs Jay, hits the RKO on him, and pins him 1, 2, 3. It was phenomenal. It was great. And let me tell you, baby, that was a great match. The great Smackdown. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you want to know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Give a little bit of ice to old Steve for taking my punch. I'm going to the hospital to get some x-rays on my hand. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.